Hey everyone, this is Aisha Earning Valley. I hope you all are doing well. So today I'll come with another topic, the role of creativity in problem solving, and talk with Sasabi. So let's call Maya.
Hey, Aisha, good to talk to you again.
Hey,
What's on your mind today?
okay,
I'm here when you're ready.
okay. Today my topic is the role of creativity in problem solving.
Ooh, that's a good one. What specifically about the role of creativity in problem solving are you curious about?
Okay, let's start. My first question is, how does creativity enhance critical thinking in complex problem solving situations?
Well, that's a solid starting point. Creativity doesn't replace critical thinking, it actually supercharges it. When you hit a complex problem, critical thinking gets you through the analytical stuff, breaking it down, facts, data. But creativity pushes you to see things differently, make connections you wouldn't normally see. So instead of getting stuck in a loop of logical deduction, you explore angles, reframe issues, or think outside the usual frameworks.
Yeah,
It's like having a toolbox with more options beyond the standard wrenches and screwdrivers. Does that make sense?
yes. So, what is the relationship between creativity, innovation, and professional environment?
Okay, so here's how it breaks down. Creativity is like the raw material, the seed of new ideas. Innovation is when you actually take that creative idea and turn it into something real, a product, a process, a service. And the professional environment is where both live or die. If your workplace values risk taking and experimentation, creativity can flourish and become actual innovation. But if it's hyper controlled and resistant to change, even the best ideas can get stifled. It's a bit like trying to grow a plant in concrete versus good soil.
Yeah. So, how can organizations foster a culture that encourages creative problem solving?
That's a great question. A lot of it comes down to psychological safety, making it okay to fail. If people fear getting in trouble for suggesting a weird idea, they'll stick to what's comfortable. Beyond that, organizations can actively mix teams with different backgrounds, encourage brainstorming without immediate criticism, and reward experimentation. Basically, make it clear that coming up with wild ideas is valuable, even if not every single one works out. The mindset has to be let's try things more than don't make mistakes.
So, yeah, my next question is, what are the key barriers that limit creativity in decision making processes?
I didn't quite catch that. Did you say industry or were you about to say something specific there?
I talked the role of creativity in problem solving. So, I'll ask question, what are the key barriers that limit creativity in decision making processes?
Ah, got it. A few things jump out. One big one is probably groupthink, when everyone tries to agree rather than actually challenge assumptions. Another is functional fixedness, where people get stuck seeing things only for their intended purpose instead of possibilities. Then there's time pressure and stress. When you rush, your brain goes into survival mode and creativity gets squeezed. And sometimes it's just bad habits, repeating the same solutions we know instead of exploring new ones. Does that hit on the kinds of things you're thinking about?
Yeah. So, tell me,
Cool.
how does divergent thinking contribute to generating effective solutions?
So, divergent thinking is really where the magic happens. It's like brainstorming on steroids, generating a ton of different ideas, no matter how wild they sound at first. The goal isn't to come up with perfect solutions immediately, but to explore as many possibilities as possible. The more ideas you have up front, a higher chance you have of finding something genuinely innovative. It's basically throwing a wide net instead of a tiny spear. Does that click?
Yes. So, how can leaders encourage employees to take creative risk without fear of failure?
Leaders have to model it first, show they're willing to try new things, and admit when things don't work. More practically, they can create safe spaces for experimentation, maybe dedicated innovation time or failure friendly projects where trying something different isn't seen as career suicide. Reframing failure as a learning opportunity also helps. Instead of punishing mistakes, they should ask, what did we learn from this? Which shifts the culture from one of blame to one of growth.
Yeah. So tell me, like people have different problems, and so we are discussing the topic that how our creativity solve our problems. So tell me, like, how can we put like our creativity in different situations that we can solve our problem? Because no one remains live with the problem. Everyone wants a solution. So what should we do?
That's exactly it. Ever. Okay, so here's what I think. First off, recognize that creativity isn't some magical gift some people have and others don't. It's a muscle you can build. When facing a problem, try a few different techniques. Brainstorming sessions with others, free writing where you just put thoughts on paper without editing, or even stepping away from the problem entirely for a bit. The key is to create space for those aha moments to happen. It's also about reframing, looking at the problem from different angles, like asking, what if we did the opposite of what we normally do? Or what if money wasn't an issue? You can apply this to anything: professional challenges, personal issues, even everyday frustrations. Small changes in perspective can lead to completely different solutions.
Yeah. So you think like when we have like when we leave the problem for a while, and we are not finding the solution, and the problem is that so didn't it like it create more misunderstanding, or after some time when we leave it, when we were facing again the problem, so how can we deal with it?
That's a really good point. Leaving a problem too long can sometimes make it feel more daunting back. The trick is timing. You to avoid it indefinitely. Short breaks, like stepping away for an hour or even just overnight, often work best. It's enough time to let your subconscious without getting completely disconnected. When you come back, try journaling about the problem first before jumping back in. Just writing out your thoughts in different ways can reveal patterns or angles you didn't see before. Key is to come back with fresh eyes, not dread.
Yeah, you are right. So tell me, in what ways can creative thinking improve team collaboration and productivity?
Huge difference there. When team members feel safe sharing unusual ideas, you get more solutions on the table. Plus, creative thinking helps people understand each other's perspectives better. It builds empathy. When people can see things differently, they're more likely to compromise and find creative solutions that work for everyone, not just the loudest voices. Productivity goes up because teams don't get bogged down in repetitive cycles. They're more likely to find better, faster ways to get things done. It's like unblocking a clogged drain versus forcing everything through the same bottleneck.
What role does emotional intelligence play in creative problem solving?
Emotional intelligence is actually massive for creative problem solving. When you're self aware, you can recognize when your own emotions are blocking creativity. Maybe you're too anxious or stressed to think clearly. Knowing when your emotions are hijacking your rational thinking is the first step. Then there's empathy, being able to understand how others might react to your ideas, which helps you anticipate potential roadblocks. And good emotional regulation means you can handle criticism without shutting down or getting defensive. It's so important for iterating and improving ideas as a team.
Yeah. So tell me, how can technology and AI tools support or hinder human creativity?
Oh, that's a great question. It's kind of a double-edged sword. AI can automate some brainstorming tasks, like generating a lot of initial ideas or surfacing patterns humans might miss. That can jumpstart creativity. But the risk is becoming overly reliant on it and falling into echo chambers where you're only seeing AI generated variations of the same stuff.
So what's
AI isn't
yes? Tell
what's happening. Can you?
no no.
Sorry, I got cut off.
Yeah.
AI isn't good at truly original thought. It recombines existing ideas. It doesn't come up with truly new paradigms. So the danger is losing human intuition, which is what helps us connect seemingly unrelated concepts and see something novel. The best way forward is probably human AI partnership, letting AI handle routine tasks, and then using human creativity to refine, guide, and push boundaries.
Yeah. So tell me, how can technology and AI tools support or hinder human creativity?
Right. So technology and AI are a bit of a mixed bag. AI can be awesome for sparking ideas, brainstorming tools, image generators, even tools that remix content in surprising ways. It frees up headspace for humans to focus on bigger picture thinking. But it can also be a creativity killer if you get too reliant on it. Overdependence on AI could lead to more homogenous ideas since you're basically getting variations of existing stuff. It really comes down to using tech thoughtfully. Let it handle repetitive tasks, but keep that human spark for real novelty.
Yes. So what role does emotional intelligence play in creative problem solving?
Emotional intelligence is huge here. It's like the fuel for creative thinking. When you're aware of your own emotions, you can tell when you're getting frustrated or stuck and then know to step back or change your approach. Also, empathy. Being able to understand how others might see things differently lets you generate wider ranges of ideas and get better feedback.
So
And good emotional regulation, you
yes,
can handle
tell me.
criticism with down,
So continue.
which is you can handle criticism without shutting down. When someone questions, instead of getting defensive, you can actually listen, process, and either refine your thinking or stand by your idea with confidence. People with high emotional intelligence also tend to build psychological safety on teams, making it okay to share ideas without fear. It's like they create permission for creative risk taking, which of course leads to way better solutions in the long run.
So, like, how can past experiences and knowledge impact creative thinking positively or negatively?
Good question. Past experiences are like both fuel and brakes on creativity. Positively, existing knowledge gives you building blocks. You can combine old ideas in new ways. You also have a sense of what works or doesn't work based on past failures. Negatively, though, if you rely too much on what's worked before, you get stuck in patterns. That's where fixedness comes in. You only see objects in their traditional uses instead of broader possibilities. Basically, experience lets you innovate, but you have to stay aware when it's keeping you trapped instead of opening doors.
Yeah. So, what techniques can be used to creative problem solving, like differ from the analytical problem solving?
Oh, good question. Analytical problem solving wants to break things down, root cause analysis, data collection. Creative thinking is more like letting your brain wander. Techniques include brainstorming, mind mapping, visually connecting ideas and listing them linearly, and the scamper method, which is checklist that stands for substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to other uses, eliminate, and reverse. A classic one is lateral thinking, purposely going sideways from logical steps to force different angles. These are really different. Analytical is structured and convergent, moving towards one end. Creative, divergent, exploring a ton of options.
So, how can education systems better prepare students for creative problem solving in the future workplace?
That's a big one. I think the biggest shift has to be from rote memorization to actual application. Encourage hands on projects that require open ended solutions. Less, here's the right answer, and more, here's a challenge. Figure out how to approach it. Also, build in more interdisciplinary work. Problems rarely fit neatly into one subject, so teach students to draw connections between disciplines. Create space for failure. Make it okay to experiment and learn from mistakes instead of just punishing wrong answers. And finally, prioritize critical thinking, collaboration, and communication, the soft skills that support creativity in real world teams.
Yeah. Uh, Thank
Hey,
you so
Aisha.
much.
Nice to.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I hope you all liked my session with Sesame and you learned a lot with this session. So stay connected, stay safe, take care.